All right, welcome to the final match of the Maine Invitational Scratch Tournament, December 21st, 2014 at Sparetime Recreation in Waterville, Maine. I'm James Goulding, and I have Scott Moore here on co-hosting today.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Today we bowled on a 44-foot 4-to-1 ratio medium blend oil pattern. Resembled kind of the Route 66 oil pattern out there. We had 59 entries for this tournament, which meant that we had 15 cash qualifiers, the top 5 of which ended up in our Stepladder final roll-offs. And I'm going to get Scott to run down those qualifying scores for the people that qualified from both squads.
Yeah, so in our 830 squad, qualifying 6th was Sean Grassi with 854. 5th, Levi Poland with an 875. Sarah Pelletier with an 876 in 4th. In 3rd, Adam Nisho with an 883. In 2nd, Stephen Babb with an 895. And in 1st place, James Ward with a 924. In our 1130 squad, a little bit bigger squad, our 9th qualifier was Joe Guimon with an 836. In 8th place, Dean Lagner with an 841. In 7th, Nick Delfonso III with an 845. In 6th, Terry Robinson with an 878. 5th place, AJ Kitchen with an 886. In 4th, Scott Moore with a 919. In 3rd, Aaron Tibitot with a 923. 2nd place, Joe Colcord with a 928. And in 1st place, Joe Ramsdell with a 1,011, just shooting a monster number out there.
Yeah, Joe was fantastic. He averaged 252 in qualifying. No surprise that he's bowling this final match against Joe Colcord. So basically what happened was our top qualifier from each squad got an automatic buy into the top 5, and that was Joe Ramsdell III and James Ward. So the other 13 bowlers rolled a position round game, and that was added to their 4-game average to determine spots 3 through 5 for the Stepladder finals and to pay out spots 6 through 15. So I'm going to run over those spots right now and for those payouts. Ending in 6th place with was Dean Lagner. In 7th place was Aaron Tibitot. 8th place was Nick Delfonso III. 9th place was Adam Nisho. 10th place Sarah Pelletier. 11th was Sean Grass. 12th was Stephen Babb. 13th place Levi Poland. 14th Joe Guimon. And rounding out the top 15 was AJ Kitchen. Now the other 3 bowlers that qualified for our top 5 were Terry Robinson, who shot a perfect 300 game in game 5 of the qualifying. Joe Colcord and Scott Moore qualified for our top 5 after that game. So after the position round game, the top 5 bowlers bowled 1 more game to determine seeding for the top 5. In that position round game, top seed was earned by Joe Colcord, who had a 256 total. 2nd seed, Joe Ramsdell III with a 226 total. 3rd seed was James Ward with 214. 4th, Terry Robinson, 177. And 5th, Scott Moore with a 165. So then those 5 bowlers bowled in our traditional Stepladder final format. And we ended up having the first match, which was a fantastic match. Our highest scoring match of the day, in fact, was Scott Moore losing the match 246 to 258. Terry Robinson defeating Scott in that match. In the quarterfinal match, Terry Robinson then went on to defeat James Ward 202 to 173. And in our semifinal match, Joe Ramsdell III pulled away late and ended up winning 256 to 232 to set up this final between our top 2 seeds, which, Scott, to me is really no surprise with the way these guys threw the ball all day.
No, they actually both threw the ball really, really well. I bowled with Joe all through qualifying. Joe Ramsdell. And he was dialed all day long. I mean, he never missed. I bowled with Joe Colcord in the 5th qualifying game, and he was just throwing the ball really well. Real strong, right up the back of it. Exactly what you got to do on this shot.
Yeah, Joe Colcord right now using a pin down roto grip uproar. And we have Joe Ramsdell III using, I believe, a pin up storm zero gravity. So, you know, one on the left side, one on the right side. You could definitely see as the day went on the left side didn't really blow apart as much as the right side did. You could definitely tell the track area definitely affected. Guys like Joe Colcord, who can get in, you know, around that fourth arrow, can kind of create a little bit of area. Definitely a big advantage.
What's pretty crazy is it seems like it blew apart, but then it just stopped. It kind of got to a point where it just stopped hooking. It was just good after a while. The hold was there, and you know, we hit one pair in that qualifying game that was just nasty. I mean, there was no hold at all, and then when we moved over to the championship pair, the hold was back, and there was actually a pretty good shot there. So.
I'd like to thank, while we're here at Sparetime Recreation in Waterville, this is the last time that we're ever going to be here because the bowling center is closing in April, which is, you know, sad anytime a bowling center closes, but hopefully onward to bigger and better things for Waterville. Hopefully another center will come in, but just like to say thanks to Andy Kuchar, and Bill up at the desk, and everyone here at Waterville. They've been fantastic for us. You know, we bowled here all 6 years the M.I.S.T has been around, and we really appreciate the service and the level of excellence that they provide for us here. So just wanted to say thank you to everyone here, and hopefully the bowlers will continue bowling in some of the other centers here in Central Maine. Now talking about this match, you know, Joe Ramsdell started with a 9 spare, came out 3-bagger, just a little light shaker 10-pin there in the 5th. But no, he's behind the 8 ball a little bit right now, Scott, because Joe Colcord's staying on fire here. After that position round game earlier, he's still on fire with front 4.
Yeah, Joe's tough. I think he's Joe Colcord. He's pretty fired up, and when he wants to win, he wants to win. And he pretty much always wants to win.
Yeah, I don't think there's a time he steps on the lanes where he thinks he should ever be second place, and you know that's what you want to see out of a competitor. You know, both of these gentlemen, you know, good friends off the lanes, but on the lanes they're as fierce as they come.
Yeah, you're not going to have too many opportunities to miss when you're bowling against these guys.
I'd like to thank our sponsors while we have a minute. Morse Pro Shop, which Scott Moore sitting next to me is the owner of. You can get a hold of them at 207-754-9395 to set up your next appointment for all your professional drilling services. They're the biggest and best shop in the state of Maine. I would also like to thank Brunswick Bowling for sponsoring our monthly ball drawing contest by giving us a raffle ball to add money to the prize fund. This month's winner of that was Randy Plummer. I'd also like to thank Bowl Pro Sales and John Bavoy. They provide a bottle of Knockout Ball Cleaner every month to give away to one of our competitors, and this month's winner of that was Bob Violet. I'd also like to thank Joe Kenny of Maine Clockworks for giving us a beautiful clock for our tournament champion, which this tournament champion will have to pick up because Joe was ill today, so we'll make sure that our champion gets their timepiece when you know, Joe's feeling a little bit better. So check out Maine Clockworks on Facebook. They make beautiful handcrafted clocks and other things for your household. I'd also like to thank bowlingchat.net as our last sponsor. They provide web space for us to put our results on, so if you go to www.bowlingchat.net, they have great information and a resource for you to find there for all your bowling needs. So now that one there definitely helps Ramsdell a little bit. That first miss by Colcord.
Yeah, he took a couple extra seconds there. We had a mechanic walking down on the left side of him, so didn't want to get distracted by that, I'm sure. But
absolutely, I agree, Scott. You definitely, any time that you're unsure of yourself and you step on the approach and there's a distraction, you're better to just reset yourself, start your routine again, and then get on the approach and just start over.
Absolutely, absolutely. Not surprising to see the way the shot plays right now. I mean, the carry is so tough because you're trying to kind of throw it hard through the middle, and that angle of entry is really kind of tricky as far as getting the corners out, and you almost have to shove it right down the throat of the pocket, you know, and really hit high flush.
We kind of saw that last match between Joe Ramsdell and Terry Robinson. You saw Terry, who had been fantastic all day, but it looked like his ball was just starting to lose a little bit of that ball reaction right at the pocket and cost him a couple of flat 10s, which, you know, when you lose 256 to 232, those two carries were really the difference in the match when both guys are throwing the ball good.
Yeah, that's a big deal, you know, when somebody's shooting 250 at you.
Scott, what did you find for adjustments and transition? I noticed that for a good portion of the day you were using a Storm IQ Tour Fusion. You tried, looked like in the position round game earlier, you went to a Tour Pearl, would give you maybe a little bit more clearance to the mid lane. What did you find as the lanes broke down for you as the day went on?
I tried to stay in, kind of like how they prescribe you to play them, you know, and not really get the ball too much past the 10 board. Really try to stay more towards 15, 13, right in that area at the break point. And as long as I had hold, I was good. What I found is I had a guy to the right of me that took out a guru and moved kind of like where I was playing, and really blew out the track area where I was playing anyways. I lost a lot of hold, so until I realized what was going on and moved deep enough in, I had to make a significant jump to the left and get the ball in, and then my hold came back and I was good. But when that hold went away, man, I just had nothing, because if you leaked it out to the right, it just stayed right there. You know, and even though this isn't really a sport pattern, it's not a house pattern either. It's not like it's just free hook to the right, you know. They came back from the right every now and then, but it was pretty much all luck at that point.
Yeah, there was definitely no hope if you leaked it out right early into that little extra oil with that lower ratio pattern. It was not coming back. You might have gotten away with it if the ball saved some energy, if you got it out late, then it had enough to come back. But like, you're right, the guys that succeeded on this pattern definitely moved inside as the day went on, and you can see right now when Joe Colcord's right up against the ball right now, playing right around between third and fourth arrow. Money shot right there.
And at this point, the way they're playing, I mean, you can actually get it out a little further than you could earlier and get away with it. Probably because everybody else has burnt up the track area. Because there was a lot of people that played them to the right and just kind of played down and in. Which, whatever, they worked for them great, but I don't think it really worked that great for them.
No, I definitely agree with you. You know, running the tournament, watching everyone throw on the pattern, it looked like the more you could kind of control that middle part of the lane, the more you could get inside of that track area and stay away from that outside edge. The guys that scored were able to do that. You know, guys like yourself, James Ward on the left side, Joe Ramsdell on the left side, guys that were able to play further in, you know, on both sides of the lane. And now you see Joe Colcord right around 18 at the arrows. Just a money shot, up 10 pins in the fifth. I mean, just three-bagger, 6th, 7th, and 8th. You know, Joe Ramsdell III has 2 in a row going into the 8th frame, so he's only down 20 right now. Can cut it to 10, and actually, if he doubles, he can actually get back even in this match.
Yeah, and really, it's I don't know. If I'm sitting in that position, I'm feeling a little pressure right now because I'm really not all that hopeful that Joe's going to miss. Either one, either one, really.
Absolutely, yeah.
Joe Colcord he's dialed on this right now. Throwing a great ball.
I think the key is, can Joe Ramsdell keep getting those 7 pins out from that angle? And right there's definitely no doubt that'll get a 20-pin rack to strike. So that was a great ball by Joe Ramsdell.
He told me that he felt that this shot played easier than the house pattern.
Really?
I said, well, maybe we should have put out the house pattern to make it tougher for you.
Yeah, Joe, definitely one of the better bowlers in the state, has been for the past decade or more. You know, very, very fluid approach. You know, great, solid game. Can bowl on pretty much any oil pattern we throw out there. It doesn't matter if it's a 1-to-1 ratio. He's going to score. So. Yeah,
if you follow these videos, you probably are sick of seeing him, because I think he's on just about every single one.
He's in there a lot, you know, and you know, if he wasn't such a nice guy, you know, some of the competitors might take homage with that.
Right.
But he's a nice guy off the lane. Great competitor. So that right there, boy, that definitely changes things. You know, Ramsdell throws a double in the 8th and 9th, and really forcing Joe Colcord to keep the foot on the throttle, because all it's going to take is one slip up, and you know, he's lost the lead.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy to be bowling as well as it is this game and get up in the 9th frame and feel pressure.
That's it. You know, you're going at a 259 pace right now, and you got to strike in the 9th, or else you could lose the lead. So it's pretty good. Hey, we have a guest appearance here on our video, Mr. Terry Robinson, the man who threw 300 in his position round game.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. Appreciate it. Hello, everybody.
Terry finished 3rd place today. And definitely excellent run.
Just did my that was nice to actually receive versus give, but you know.
Yeah, Terry bowled great today. Moved up in the 5th position round game. Like I said, shooting that 300 and then motoring up through the field. He won his first 2 matches of the day and then ran into a buzzsaw there and Joe Ramsdell III in that semifinal match.
Yeah, here's some business. That was a great match, though. It was a good couple matches. It was a great match against you as well, Scott.
Yeah, that was good. That was a lot of fun.
Down to 1 ball.
Nice, and now we're going to set the stage here. Basically, Joe Colcord can step up and double and just end the match right here.
Right.
You can double on 10 to be in the 270s. The best Joe Ramsdell can do is 269. It's amazing when you think about that. You can get up in the 10th to shoot 269 and be already shut out by your opponent. Here we go, big ball. Huge shot there by Joe. That shot right there is going to force Joe Ramsdell III to double no matter what happens. Basically get pin count here. He's in the 260s right now. So amazing with all the games bowled on these lanes that these guys are able to step up there and throw balls on them and make it look like a house shot.
It really is, and I mean, it really just goes to show what I said earlier about these lanes just seem to get to a point where they broke down to a spot and then they just stayed there.
Yep.
And then it really wasn't that bad after. If you had to move, it was just a little bit left. It wasn't a lot. It's really strange.
We'd like to throw in there while we have the telecast that both Joe Colcord and Joe Ramsdell are on a team that just set the state all-time record for a series with a 36-54 team series, a team called Scratch Ticket. And there it is. There's the one that closes the match out. That double right there wins it. Like we were saying, Joe Colcord, Joe Ramsdell on that team, Scott, you're on that team, I'm on that team, and Jimmy Clark. And just in the IBC Open, so you got 40% of that team sitting here in the finals. That's not a surprise to me at all.
Yeah, it was. That was a great set. That's for sure. A lot of fun. Couldn't think of 4 other guys that I'd rather do it with. It was.
Same here. Absolutely.
Definitely awesome.
Yeah.
Definitely awesome.
And we just like ragging on both Joes because they were the 2 highest averages on the team, and they were the 2 lowest sets. That's enough for Joe Colcord to win the match. He shuts him out shooting a whopping 276 in the final game. Unbelievable finish there by Joe Colcord under pressure.
Yeah, that was definitely some pure 10th frame shots, that's for sure. Well done to Joe.
Oh, absolutely. He steps up there when he needs 2 strikes to shut out the match, and you can't throw 2 better balls right there. I mean, he just stepped up and just nailed it.
Yeah, not the easiest thing to do.
Absolutely not.
Sure.
Absolutely not. And that's a big 300 bowl of the year points for Joe Colcord. And throwing this season especially with the M.I.S.T, the top 10 at the end of the season in bowl of the year points are going to roll off to win a spot in the USBC Masters in 2016. So it's definitely a place you want to be. You want to be top 10 in those points so you can compete in that year-end tournament. So that's going to be huge.
Joe Ramsdell just showing him a little bit of what he would have had if he hadn't missed.
That's right.
If he had missed, sorry.
Yeah, and then, that's just all class by Ramsdell. He's not going to go down there and just fire balls down the lane. He's going to still bowl his game like he always does, and I think he just wants to show Joe Colcord if you would have left something on the deck, you would have lost this match. But he didn't, and he threw the ball great. And, Joe Ramsdell covers this up, and he's going to lose a hard-fought final match, 276 to 258.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, though, this pattern, I mean, really for anybody looking to put a pattern out that's a little more challenging, but not, completely brutal. This is a pretty good pattern. I mean,
I agree.
It plays pretty nice. It's not unscorable, obviously, and still a challenge there.
All right, so that's the final, 276 to 258. Joe Colcord wins the match over Joe Ramsdell III. For Scott Moore, I'm James Goulding III, and thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.